Welcome to our Development Authority. Roll call.
Billy Freeman Jr.,
Present.
Alvin Patton,
Present.
Felicia Davis, Hector Gutierrez, Janet Joyner, Victoria Williams,
Present.
Rhonda Wright.
Here.
All right. Motion to adopt our agenda. Second.
Who is? There is a second. Rhonda.
All right. Can we get a all in favor? All right. Motion to approve of our June 2025 meeting minutes. All right. Second.
Second.
All in favor? All right. All right. So moving on to new business, review and approval of fiscal year 25-26 DA budget.
Is the revenue for us, even though we don't keep.
It does have to go through our bank account.
Because the maintenance is just estimate on the last year.
have we figured in, we gonna have room for finishing of the construction, okay, we have to do a few things.
Yeah, so under.
So everything will leave us at $6,000?
We got ways we can acquire. We can cover some of it. What we want.
How long Kroger's passing by? Like 50 years, 25 years?
That goes on for, if I remember correctly, been somewhere around the 12th year, and I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
30 years.
Yeah.
30.
Mhm.
We got another
I've got
18
mine.
years. Now,
No,
well,
I don't have
I can
it.
discuss this in my, when
Okay.
I get up to talk about property, because there is an issue out there that I have addressed with the city, copy to the board, with, I don't think it's an issue at the moment, but could become an issue in the future as to how much of that money the city actually keeps. It's up to this board to determine how you want.
More to come.
Motion to adopt the 25-26 budget. Second. All in favor? Oh. All right.
Payment, if we still negative 12,000.
Because of confusion over getting executed lease, he was under the impression that it's lease, we were under the impression he hadn't signed the lease. Hadn't signed the lease. We got through the process, all that kind of stuff. He has made, the first half of back rent. Yeah. Yeah, he bases on utility.
What is the repair and maintenance?
I'm saying, we're building this for all this, for 850 or for?
For the most part.
Like on another property we own.
8 for 850. That could be multitude.
And just over the.
Because there aren't any other current construction projects right now with the DA that have been 850.
The count not negative, we just negative for this month, for this month. Count, they.
We working on some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm up here. I will go ahead and give you, yes, go ahead. Yes. Yes. Yep. So in your packets, there's a handout. This is the Main Street and Economic Development Update for the month of July. A couple of things. I'm not going to read through all of it because we'll be up here all day giving you all the updates on all the things that we're working on. But in terms of Main Street, our next Main Street event will be our Up Early event on August 23rd. That's our Saturday morning at the Fountain with coffee and yoga. We'll do it again on September 20th. And then we will do our longest table event in partnership with Food Truck Friday. And then we will close out more or less our season with Blues on Main. So we're very excited about Blues on Main. This will be our second year doing this event. We have got lots of fabulous things planned. I think we are almost close to finalizing our full artist lineup. We're going to have a mechanical bull this year. Everybody has to sign a liability waiver. We have a two-tier, what do you call the thing? A blackout lounge that will be part of the VIP experience. We're very excited to bring this back. We now have branded collateral for Main Street. We're working through, finally, we have approved new light pole banners. We have 4. They will rotate seasonally. So the ones that are currently up on Main Street, Forest Parkway, and around Star Park, all of those will be coming down, and then new banners will be going up. And then finally, we are putting up a Main Street welcome sign. It'll be a reproduction of the Main Street logo to officially welcome you into the Main Street district. And then finally, working through the final details of our very first public art series in the Main Street district called Boxes and Blooms. So more information to come. Mhm. The DDA. So the DDA also serves as the Main Street Board. Yeah, so the DDA. A couple other things. For our next Forest Park Business Association breakfast will be on September the 10th. We are roughly holding them each quarter. And we have greatly changed the focus or the way that we do our business breakfasts this year. We do them quarterly. Each one has a theme. So we started the year with all about basically meeting all the city services that support your business. The one that we had last month was all about small business financing. This one in September will be all about small business marketing and storytelling. And then we're looking to close out our year probably in the November, maybe early December timeframe. But we're planning to do, for the very first time in Forest Park history, an end-of-year business awards banquet. So where we can celebrate and recognize all of our new businesses, 5-year, 10-year, et cetera, and do some community voting around businesses and do recognition that way. Still working through updates with Film Forest Park. We do have a partnership with Blue Star Studios, so kind of a little bit of a push-pull between the two of us. Working through lots of retention and engagement of businesses. We have a couple, and very blessed that we have several businesses that have reached out that are looking to expand or relocate to Forest Park, and working through trying to find spacing for them. We recently opened or welcomed the Extra Mile gas station. It's the, what was it, used to be a Texaco? Used to be the Texaco on Jonesboro Road. Rhonda was there, thank you. On Jonesboro Road across from the Chick-fil-A. They recently had their grand opening. If you get an opportunity, stop in and tell Sam hi. He is the franchise owner and operator, and it is absolutely beautiful inside. When we walked in, I was like, this cannot be the same place because it's quite amazing. Um, with workforce development, we opened recently or turned over the keys recently for our Leaf Life Initiative housing reveal. So the Downtown Development Authority owns a property, a home on East Street. We made that property through an application process for city employees, selected a firefighter here with the city of Forest Park, and he is the recipient of, is now living in one of the city homes through the Leaf Life Initiative. And we have all become experts, or at least me and Sharice have, at contracting and how to pump water out of a crawl space and bats that come through the chimney and you name it, we've become really good at it. We are also working with Councilman Akins Wells and the HR department and the council aid office in partnership for a city job fair on August the 14th, which will be held in the gym. And continuing to move forward with Elevate, which is our workforce development initiative here in the city. Couple of other things. We are very soon, you will see brand new City of Forest Park website. It is beautiful. For the very first time, we actually have a website that works, that has full functionality, and really allows us to do storytelling, not just about city services, but particularly for economic development, what we do in a very different way. We are working through the final stages of property flyers and signs. We have one-pagers that talk about all the properties that we own across our authorities that are available for development, but we're also working through putting up signage on the actual property available with the acreage and who to contact. It will go a long way in just creating visibility around it, but then also giving the community something to look at. And then as things sell and go under contract, to be able to slap a sticker across it that says under contract or coming soon. So working through that as well. Tomorrow, myself and Ms. Clay will be going to the Connectors, Contractors and Closers Economic Development Forum. Tomorrow, why is this not clicking? Oh, I'm sorry. Click for, well, I didn't know it didn't work. Oh, the battery's dead. Go forward for the first time tomorrow. And then a couple of things. So we have Carter on Scott, which is at 0 Scott Road, which is a 17 single-family homes. We also have Carter on Main, which is a townhome community. Those are 32 townhomes. Cherry Street is a 6 single-family homes. Phase 1 will be 3. Building permits already been received for the first 3, doing it as a phased approach. The Florence on Main, that's a Prestwick development. We're still waiting to hear if they receive their DCA tax credits. We're hoping that we will know something, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. A couple of other things that are coming. The 721 Marlboro Road is proposed to be a 48 two-story townhome community with front access garage. We also have Digital Realty, which, you know, we hosted our data center community town hall on the 2nd of July here in this space. It went very, very well, and I think cleared up a lot of misconceptions and confusion about data centers and what that actually means for our community. They have gone forward and met with the Planning Commission last Friday, and their design was approved. This is the external design for the building was approved. We do have a meeting right now tentatively looking at early mid-August that we will sit down with their leadership team as we start to discuss the community benefits agreement and coming to a negotiated agreement. I do want to talk briefly about Matthews International. They're brand new to our community. They are out of Pittsburgh, PA. They are relocating their warehouse facility here But in addition, they are opening another division that also will be coming here. At full capacity, it will be 20 to 30 employees. It's a warehouse and then warehouse automation side of the business. But the great thing is that in addition to the 20 to 30 employees, it is a heavy engineer focus. So we're working with them on making inroads and connections to higher skilled workers is what they need, but with a starting price point of between 100 to 130,000 as a starting salary. So that is absolutely huge for our community, and we could not be more excited about it. Next slide. That might be all that I've got. Oh, no, we got some more. Sorry. We do a lot. I don't really think there's a whole lot more here. So, we have worked with our Planning and Community Development Department, and we now have a text amendment that allows for cottage courts in the city. We did not have anything in our zoning that allowed for tiny homes or cottage court or et cetera, et cetera. So we now have that. So we have a designation of an urban village. It's up here on Main Street. No, that's not Main Street, Forest Parkway. Across from the Burger King, kind of in that area. There's a parcel there that has been identified. Part of that parcel, the larger piece of the parcel, is owned by the URA. There's a small sliver on the backside, which is Central Avenue, that is owned by the Development Authority. We being the URA has been working with TSW for the past 6 months or so, and they have come back with a concept plan for that site that is an entire mixed-use development. So it would allow for some townhomes, some multiplex homes, as well as cottage courts, and then some true commercial and mixed-use space in the front with also a pocket park. It's absolutely beautiful. So as we get further down the road with that, I will most definitely share that with you, because part of the property that we need to make it all go is yours. So, and I think that's it. Are there any questions? I know it's a lot. And I literally could, I know, and I could stand here and talk for another hour about all what we got going on. I try to organize it so it makes sense. They're selling some of the property. So they have sold up there Scannell, that 22 acres, the spec building at Gillum. That property that's to the front left of the entrance to Blue Star has sold. It has closed, and it has been sold to Scannell, and they are building a spec building. We don't know what ultimately or who's ultimately going to be the end user. It's just a speculative building. No. And then they are, some of the smaller out parcel buildings on the campus, they are also looking to sell as well. But I think right now it's, keeping the main headquarters building that they built, because that's where their production studios are, and then potentially selling some of the smaller out parcel buildings. No, they're just not. They're just not. The technology has changed. How movies have been being made changed. Yeah. Yep. So they're still there. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I got my information from PCD. She said 3. I will update my slide.
Yeah, well,
How many is it gonna, wait, how many is it gonna be total? How many is it gonna be total? Is it still 6 total? I got you. I got you. Okay, I will update. Thank you. I heard it. I heard you. I'm gonna come drive by. Just come by and be nosy. Might get one of them concrete people to come out to my house. What other questions do you have?
Just a little bit more about, the job fair.
Yeah, so the city has typically hosted a job fair, usually through our HR department. But then also additionally, Councilman Wells had done her own job fair. And so as we started, kind of, I don't know, this has been 3, 4 months ago, however many months ago it was now, started having conversations. I'm a big proponent of do more, but deeper. I'm like, why are we having all these? Can we not just do one? So that's how I should have kept my mouth shut, but this is how economic development has been now put in charge of this job fair. So it will be, the city will be a part of it. Our office is helping to facilitate, as well as, again, in partnership with Councilman Wells. So it will be one job fair for the city. So right now, our plan, I believe, is to have 15 or so, it will be in the gym, 15 or so employers to sign up. Right now, we literally just sent it out last week and started the recruitment of participants. And I believe right now we've got 4 or so companies that have signed up. Pretty much everybody that's in the business association. Did you get it? We did send it to the schools. I sent it to multiple people at the school. So I'll have an offline conversation with you because if they're perfect. Yes. So Elevate has started. It is going. Our partners, the Atlanta Center for Self-Sufficiency, are our partners that are actually running the program. The great thing with the Elevate program is that they also have the ability to do in-house custom job fairs. So they had one recently, I believe, was it Dover? I think it was Dover Staffing. But they're also in process right now of coordinating one for Clorox. So they will do a Clorox day, basically, at the facility and bring the employer in as well as some potential employees and do on. I will send it to you. Yes, we do have a page. Some of that information is on the website, but I will make sure after this meeting that we will send you the flyer because we now have a really pretty, well-branded flyer for the program, and I will make sure to send it to everybody. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. 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 It's a process. It's a process and it takes a while. So they submitted for their DCA credits, I want to say May.
October.
Yeah.
They won't know until October.
Mhm.
whether or not they got-
October, we should, hopefully we won't get a.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll know.
Oh, here. We can follow up with DCA. They published who all they awarded the credits to, but they should know if they got if their credit application scored well
High
to
enough.
get a-
Mm-hmm. But escrow money is sitting in escrow.
Yeah. Yeah, they've escrowed.
Yep.
the,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Kirby.
Excellent job. Hi, I wanted to take just a minute and update you on the other piece of property, the 794 Main Street. That's the property that we're selling to the Georgia Utility Contractors Association. Under our contract, they have until the 30th of this month to submit their plans to this body for review. Now, that's basically a site plan, some elevation showing us what the building's going to look like. I spoke to their attorney just this past week, and they're trying to encourage them to get those to us before tonight's meeting so that we could review them. He said that they would not be ready by tonight, but they promised they would have them ready by the 30th. The reason I want to bring it to your attention is we have 30 days to review those plans and respond to them. Depending on when the plans come in, that may be 30 days may occur before our next meeting. So what I'd like to suggest is that as soon as we get the plans, if Sharice and Rochelle could, if we can do it digitally, send those out to all of the board members, let you look at them. If you have concerns, let Rochelle or Sharice know that you've got concerns. If the plans look fine, then we can just approve them at our next board meeting, will be fine. But if there are concerns, we may need to have a called meeting so we can address those. So
prior to the expiration of that 30 days, we can get back to them, tell them what our concerns are, and afford them an opportunity to address the concerns. But it's moving forward and they're complying with the contract. So hopefully, they'll submit acceptable plans and we'll be able to move forward toward a closing on that.
We get those plans, we will make sure we bring in the city's planning and zoning
Yeah.
team.
Right.
to review.
Right. All right. It's not on the agenda, but the question of the Kroger payments came up. Let me just briefly explain to you the situation, and there's not anything I think there's no action the board needs to take tonight. As a matter of fact, there may not be any action the board needs to take anytime in the immediate future. The city's financial advisor and I disagree. And he's a good friend of mine, and I've known him for over probably 40 years, but we just see this differently. His opinion is that that money is to flow through to the city for the life of that transaction, and the city can do whatever they want to with it. My opinion, having reviewed the documents, is that money is tied to funds borrowed by the URA for improvements in that area to accommodate that project. And in fact, the documents provide that that money is supposed to go into a special fund that the URA maintains, and they're supposed to report to the city each year how those funds have been expended. It's my opinion that if that indebtedness is paid off prior to the time of the pilot payment, in other words, if the pilot payments are still coming, but that indebtedness has been paid off, the authority no longer has an obligation to send that money to the city. Now, I have expressed that opinion on behalf of the authority to the city, to the city's attorneys, to the city's financial advisor, and to the city's bond attorney, with no response from the city. My suggestion to the board would be that we just periodically monitor this. I think it doesn't hurt if every year or so we make a request again of the city for an accounting of those funds. And at some point, probably not anywhere in the next 2 or 3 years, but at some point there is the possibility that those funds would no longer be obligated to go to the city and could come to the authority. So I just kind of wanted that on the record so y'all were aware. And as long as I'm around, I'll keep reminding you of that. So, yes, Billy. I don't know. I don't know what the balance, one of the things I've asked of the city is what is the outstanding balance on that indebtedness? And I don't know the answer to that question. Now, I'm not saying that that might not be something we could determine by a close inspection of the city's financial reports, because the URA, just like the DDA, is required to file their financial. So I can take a look at that. What made it somewhat difficult is, I believe a couple of years ago, they may have refinanced that debt, but refinanced it so they get a cheaper interest rate on it, which is good for us, because if they refinance it at a cheaper interest rate and keep making the same payments, then it pays off sooner. So I will continue to monitor and pursue this on your behalf. Those payments, they usually come in, Rochelle, if I remember right, sometime, yeah, I was thinking they come in sometime in the fall. I would have to look back to see exactly that'd be a wonderful time to, once again, raise the issue with the city. Well, that's, we have, we've done that too. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Well, it's complicated, but here's the way this worked. The URA didn't have any money when they borrowed that, so the city had to back the debt of the URA. And so the city back the URA's debt. So the money comes to the city, these payments come to the city to be paid over to the URA to pay that debt, but is to go into a special fund for that purpose. And the URA is to report back to the city how those funds were expended each year,
You already giving it straight to.
giving it straight to the city. Now, if I may, my guess is the reason I haven't gotten a response is because they don't know. And what I mean by that is I don't know that all of that has been, I don't know that it has been managed that way in the past. So it may be that they simply don't know what's going on with the money. So. Well, in the sense of being able to, my guess is, Billy, they haven't been putting it in a special account. And the IRA hadn't been filing a report with the city each year. I mean, the URA, like they're supposed to. That's my guess. My guess is the city's just been putting it in their general fund and spending it like they want it to. But that's supposition on my part. But we will continue to monitor it. That's what I want you to be aware. We do continue to have a legal obligation to turn it over as long as that debt's outstanding. But, well, we know, at least I know as of last year, the debt was still outstanding. Yeah. But I do think if,
If y'all know, all they can do is give
I
them.
know she should know.
But they just need to turn that on off for that. That's easy. Okay.
nope. As a matter of fact, I will, if Sharissa Rochelle will be kind enough to remind me to do this, I will I wrote a lengthy letter that outlines the whole transaction and what, and I'll be happy to, or if y'all don't mind, if you'll just send that out to the board again, it's, you know, if you can't get to sleep one night, read that letter. About through the third paragraph, you'll be sound asleep. It's not the most exciting reading, but it does.
Comprehensive and detailed, step by step of the entire process. Yep.
So, and again, I'll continue to monitor it. You're welcome. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I only represent this board.
I would have sent. But then too, since we also just got your budget passed, I want to see how much you had for training before I sent trainings out. There were no funds. Right.
Nothing, right?
If I can offer, one of the things that you might look at is the Georgia Economic Developers Conference, usually comes up in the fall. Now, here's the hard part, I don't know that y'all got funds to send the entire board.
No, but we can definitely.
But
Send somebody.
yeah, but there's per person. But there is training available, and it does expose you to what other similar
Are doing.
bodies like this are doing.
Yeah. And it's in Savannah, It's in Savannah.
Yeah, Billy says he'll go check it out and let you. That's all I have.
I had a random question, was that, nice random question? The money we gave out for the grant, is that a time limit on that? Like they do the crowd, that we gave out, voted on, that happened to the, I know the other ones I had a limit on, like they didn't do something by a certain amount of time.
So let me give
How does that work?
quick, these are the side grants here.
There we go.
Okay, so quick update.
Building it all, that's my.
Right. So we have not expended any additional funds for the facade grant in over a year. The last, we had two people still left in the program. One was the JoJo Star building over here across the street. The old Kiwanis building. So we did pay him the first installment. We are not paying anything else because his property is also under contract. And we had a conversation with him and he's like, nope, I'm good. The other was the, Miss Dixon, the property on the other side of the, what is that store? Yeah, kind of near Carter's Cleaners. And she bought the building several years ago. We have paid her the first installment for a sign and some external, exterior refacing stuff. Her sign permit was approved conditionally by PCD, but there were some additional things that she was supposed to have come back as she made some changes to the sign. That's been almost 18 months ago, over a year, definitely over a year ago. She never came back. The program is done. We are not, it is my recommendation that the Development Authority suspend with any further disbursements for the facade grant. I'm sorry. I want to say hers was 11,000. And I can't remember without going back and looking at the other, but each of them had been approved for, I believe it was grant up to like 15 or 25,000. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. There you go. That part. Yeah. But we can have for you a full accounting next month. So it literally, that program has been sitting for about a year now, but no additional funds have been expended. That's it. Mm-hmm.
We got executive session. You ain't taking executive session?
No.
Second,
Wait,
see a motion to adjourn. Second,
I'm a second.
all in favor?
Aye.